So this right here is the last joint that I'm going to smoke, because the topic of today's video is God is always trying to speak to us through direct and indirect and subliminal can't even say the word subliminal, whatever, messages. That's funny. Clip that up. And the issue is we're not fucking listening. God is always speaking to us, but we're not listening. And so I've been asking for clarity lately, for direction, and I've received a lot of it. And I would contribute my 30-day quitting weed to that. And it did help tremendously. And then I decided to start smoking again. And at first it was fine. And again, I'm not demonizing weed. I'm not here to say this is bad for you. I think there's a time and a place. And for certain people who have addicting personalities like myself, when you enjoy something too much, you end up doing it a little too much. And not everything should be done in excess, even as much as exercising, and actual healthy stuff. I mean, an apple is good for you, but is eating 100 apples a day good for you? Or eating 1,000 apples a day? Steak's good for you, but is eating 10 pounds of steak a day good for you? You're probably gonna die. It doesn't matter how good the food is for you if it's whole foods, if you're gorging yourself to a point where you're gonna die. And so the same thing is weed for me. I've been smoking weed for over 11 years since I was 16, so I'm 30 now, 15 years, 14 years, whatever. And I've only taken 2 breaks. One when I was just starting, maybe 6 months to a year in, I got sent to a mental institution for truancy, for skipping school, and I wouldn't stop smoking weed, so I kept failing the drug test, so they sent me to a fucking mental hospital for a month. That was fucking a nightmare. That's a whole nother story. If you ever listen to this and want me and comment that, maybe I'll make a video about it. And the second time was about 4 months ago, when I took another break because I felt that it was becoming a problem, and it probably has been that for a long time. And I've actually wanted to quit for a long time, but then and it took me about 6 months. That's what's funny too. It took me about 6 months to actually end up going 1 month. It took me 6 months of constantly failing day after day after day and going a few days and then smoking again, going a few days, smoking again, then giving up on the idea and then coming back to it. It took me about 6 months to finally go 30 days. And the first week was hard as fuck. And then it ended up becoming very easy, and I didn't even crave it or need it anymore. So I don't know why I decided to start it again. I just wanted to, because I knew I wasn't addicted to it anymore or didn't have that feeling or craving. So I was like, fuck it, I can do it now. And you still can smoke weed if you want. I think there's a time and a place, again. And for me, I know for sure that with what I'm trying to accomplish right now, I am getting high too much every single day. And it's fucking up my focus, my clarity, my days, how I'm sleeping. Like, it really is fucking up a lot, because I'm smoking right before I go to bed. I'm not dreaming the best. I'm waking up in the middle of the night and fucking hitting a dab pen or smoking a joint. Like, that's when you know you're addicted. Like, when you are having these symptoms, when you can't go without it, that's probably a good sign you need to stop. And those are signs. If you believe in the universe, God, whatever, it's a sign. No matter what you say or think, your mind is like, hey, if you're starting to see the connection or the disconnect between it being good for you and actually affecting you, and you're starting to be like, this is kind of not the same anymore, maybe it's a sign you quit. Maybe it's a sign you take a break and come back to it. Maybe it's a time to focus, and it's a different chapter of your life. Maybe you come back to it in 5 years, 10 years, and you can do this shit again, and you're at a whole different level of your life. But for me, I need to focus. And I know for sure that it is affecting me, because I know the effects it's been having on me, especially the last few weeks. Where I'm wanting to go from selling DVDs on Amazon, something super easy, you can get fried, it's not really hard, to then something more complicated like doing wholesale. It's like I just need more clarity. I need to focus. I need to stop overthinking, and weed is getting in the way. And then it's also a distraction to where I'm literally, in the middle of my workday, stopping productivity and going to get high and like literally fucking up my entire workflow. And then it's hard for me to get back in the workflow. It's hard for me to focus again because I'm so fucking fried. And so I'm not here to demonize weed because, like I said, there's a time and a place, and it's probably just time for me to take another break, but a longer one. Whether it's 6 months, a year, I would like to just lock in. I feel God is speaking to me, telling me it is not the right time to continue to smoke because there are things that I want. There are things that I'm trying to accomplish in life, and weed is causing me to overthink things. It is causing me to focus on what I don't have rather than being grateful for everything I do, plus living in the moment as if I have everything I want, because it's causing me to end up scrolling out of boredom. I'm seeing other people live incredible lives. It's making me question mine, and that's the worst place you can be. When weed or any type of anything turns from being like something where it's enjoyable to where you start demonizing yourself, you start being hard on yourself, you start comparing yourself to others and being ungrateful for your life. It's like I'm literally putting this into my body, into my mind as a choice. And then it's gonna make me feel this way, and then for some reason you wanna keep doing it. It's a sign, dude. It's a fucking sign, dude. God is telling you something. The universe is telling you something, bro. God wants you to listen. And it may not be weed for you. It could be eating healthy food. It could be, going to McDonald's every fucking day is not what you need to do. You know it, but you keep doing it. And then you wake up and you feel like shit. You look like shit when you look in the mirror. You're depressed. You're unhappy with yourself. Nothing brings you joy. So then you fall back into a comfortable relapse again and again. Let me get those donuts. Let me get that McDonald's. Let me get that Diet Pepsi. Let me get that ice cream. And you're comforting yourself with garbage. And for only a brief moment does it feel good, but long term, it is just continuing to degrade you. And that can go with anything, whether it's a toxic relationship that you love and care for them so much, but they treat you like fuck, and you don't want to be a part of that shit no more. Move on. If you simply just know that your time is more valuable spent with somebody else, and you're tired of spending time with the same fucking friends, don't feel guilty. Get those fuckers out of your life and do your own thing. There's a time and a place for everything. Those bad habits can be friends, hanging with the wrong crowd. If you're feeling something deep in your gut, if you're feeling some type of way that something inside you is telling you like, I don't need to do this, I want to change, I don't want to be around these people anymore. You don't owe anybody or anything an explanation. Just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. That's all you got to do. Is just fucking do it. Like Nike, baby. Like motherfucking Nike. They should sponsor me. One day, I'll have the Nike sponsorship. Put that into the universe. But I think it's time for me, my sign, and I've had a few. And another quick story is when I was smoking weed, I quit smoking weed. I have a video about I think I made a video about it, or maybe it was a different video. Anyways, I think it was a piece of content I made, but I stopped smoking weed, and I've never, but maybe twice in my whole life, bought a nicotine vape. And I still didn't buy a nicotine vape, but my roommate and my mom smoke them. And so I'm always around them when I'm around them. And so what happened, I ended up picking up an even worse habit than smoking weed when I quit smoking by starting to fucking vape nicotine. And then that became a habit that I did. And then I started smoking weed again. And then I was smoking 2 fucking things, you know? And thank God I went to Boston actually last month. And I was able, well, obviously, like I said, I don't buy the vapes. So I didn't take a vape with me. I literally hit one right before I left, and it was kind of like a goodbye vape. And I haven't vaped since. It's been about a month, or it's almost been a month. And so that's one habit that I knew I had to fucking kick. Another habit I've been trying to kick and finally am getting much better at it is eating healthier, is taking care of myself. 10,000 steps a day is my biggest thing that I do every day. And if I miss one day or I'm short, I try to go over the next day. And I always try to go over a little bit anyways. But regardless, you know, then it was eating healthier. And I'm getting finally on the track. I'm buying healthier foods. I still eat out here and there, but I'm tracking my food. I've been tracking my foods for 62 days. You know, so that's a good habit I've created. Consistently working out. And now it's to quit vaping or quit smoking weed. And that'll be another habit I'm able to kick. And it's just this year, I just want to become the best version of myself and to continue to elevate. And it's not that weed can't, you know, I can't enjoy weed, but it's becoming an issue to where I need it. That's when it's an issue, when you need something. Unless it's you need to work out, you need to eat healthy. Those are good needs. Those are needs you want. And those are needs that you should replace, you know, your bad habits with. Is instead of the need to eat junk food, the need to eat healthy food. Healthy food is what comforts you, you know? Instead of, it's one thing if you're a streamer and you want to be an influencer and stuff, but you still need your breaks. It's another thing if you're just wasting your life watching TV or movies, instead of shift that to going on walks, to going to the gym, to riding a bike, you know? Change your bad habits. God is talking to you. You're just not listening. I'm telling you. If you listen to this video and you start to take it, like if you just let this soak in and you start trying to notice these signs, these things from your inside of your body or from wherever it's coming from that are being implanted in your mind, when you're doing these negative habits, you're going to realize that something inside is telling you, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe this isn't the best choice for me and I could do a better option. The issue is we're comfortable. We want to stay in the same spot. And because your mind wants to be comfortable, even though you're getting these jolts of like to not do it, it's easier to be comfortable than to go against the grain and to be the person that you know you need to be. And so I have maybe half a joint left in this. I don't know if you can see it. And I'm gonna smoke this, and it's gonna be my last joint I smoke. So by the time you see this video, whether it's, I think I'm like 3-4 videos ahead right now. So by the time you see it, you know, it's gonna be a few days before I post. And also, who knows until this video goes viral, you know, whenever it does. But God's speaking to you. And that's the point of this message, you know. And I know for sure that's why this is a message to me, and maybe this relates. I pray that God sends this out to the universe, that this relates with other people. This is your sign to put down a bad habit, to listen to what God's trying to tell you, and to start taking action. And to remember that you don't owe anybody shit. You don't owe anybody an explanation if you're always going out to eat with your friends and eating bad shit. You don't owe them an explanation to why you're not going out anymore. You just tell them no. You need bad people out of your life. You can just block them. You don't have to tell them shit, okay? You don't have to tell anybody that you're gonna start eating healthy. You don't have to tell anybody that you're going to the gym unless you wanna be held accountable, which is a great option, especially if you make a series out of it on TikTok or Instagram. But you don't owe anybody anything except for God and yourself. You owe yourself everything. You should want to be the best version of yourself for you, so that you can be happy and live the best life for you, not to please other people. So I say it again, man. God is talking to you. He's sending you messages, and you're not picking them up. Pay attention to your surroundings, to the thoughts that randomly come into your brain, And when you're doing things that you know you need to change and that you know you've been wanting to change, and just watch those appear out of nowhere like it's magic. I'm telling you, that's God. I'm telling you, that's the universe. I'm telling you, through God is the way to become the best version of yourself. You know, I mean, how could you not believe in God with something so magical like this, like the planet? You know, this is your sign to listen to God's messages and become the best version of yourself. Kick those bad fucking habits. And I'll see you on the next video, gang.